There are a lot of problems in this monk. The design intent seems to be to create a crowd control monk, and they succeed. However, there are wording issues and perhaps balance issues, which are hard to overlook right now, but might be easy to fix. My name is Timothy, though there are those who do call me Tim. I'm a professional DM running 8 weekly games of 5.5. Welcome to the channel. First off, at level 3 Envenom Weapon. It lets them spend a focus point at the start of their turn to poison a weapon. You choose between making your weapon deal 2 martial arts die extra poison damage or inflicting a slow condition on a hit. Neither of these benefits offer a saving throw. The slow condition halves movement, removes reactions, and limits targets to either an action or bonus action, but not both on its turn. It's an incredibly powerful crowd control, especially on a fast character like a monk who can use this to kite melee foes with ease. Is it broken on its own? Probably not, especially since this venom only lasts on your weapon till you hit once, and the slow only lasts till the start of your next turn. Not to mention, only weapon attacks can apply it. That's a lot of balancing factors that have been thrown in. But it's still a great ability, because slowing enemies is like increasing your own speed in terms of power. Potent Arsenal is also a level 3 ability. It grants Poisoner's Tool proficiency and magically gives you one. Not actually magically, but completely unexplained by this class feature. Somehow it provides you with a physical object. I don't know how or why, it just does. Anyway, it also lets you make basic poison faster. And anytime you deal poison damage, you can make it acid instead, which is actually a really nice perk. Unless you're fighting Yugoloth or immune to both, but that's a future you problem. Being able to do acid damage instead of poison is important later. For now, let's boggle over Toxic Touch at level 6. With a magic action, you can touch an opponent and force a con save. On a failed save, they're poisoned for a minute, notably with no repeat saving throw, which is already pretty strong, even if the poison condition is one that features prominently on monsters' immunity lists. While they're poisoned, meaning not if they're immune, they can also be affected with a secondary effect. Charmed until damaged by you or your allies, unconscious until shaken awake, or unable to lie. Let's talk about these. The charm poison lets you stand safely in the way of your new friend, protecting your allies while dealing with the target's friends. You can even grapple or shove them around as long as you don't deal damage. The unconsciousness poison doesn't mention taking damage, only shaking awake. I'm hoping that this is clearly a writing error, but as written, it's insane. It means you can dump unrestricted auto-crits into their sleeping form without risk of them waking up unless someone shakes them. More realistically, a DM will rule over this, or it'll be rewritten, and it lets you put someone out of the fight in a single save. Hypnotic Pattern, only allowing your paladin to come over and Nova crit them awake. It's crazy good. Maybe too good? At least, unlike Hypnotic Pattern, it's single target, I suppose. And the Truth Serum, it's a cool utility option. All 3 of these could be used out of combat situations to great effect, which is something I really like about them. In combat, it uses your action, but doesn't stop you from using martial arts or flurry of blows to get some hits in. And for more crowd control, you still have Stunning Strike. At level 11, Venom Monks. Jeez, can't speak today. At level 11, Venom Monks get Toxin Refiner. Immunity to poison for starters. For seconds, when exposed to poison damage, your Envenom poisons get 1 martial arts die of extra damage, non-stacking. Additionally, whenever you ingest a poison, you now heal 1 martial arts die of hit points. This is interesting because the poison doesn't have to be an ingested type, you just have to drink it. So the cheapest stuff you can find is perfect. An alchemy jug and a long voyage will set you up with nearly unlimited tiny healing potions. But if you want to poison yourself for the damage buff, you'll need an ingested poison, one that does damage. The cheapest of which, in the books at least, is Assassin's Blood at 150 gold piece a pop. Not a great plan. Maybe at high levels not too bad. But it's not great, especially since while monks can remove the poison condition, they're not immune to it. Even Venom monks. Toxic Blood, also at level 11, makes it painful to hurt you. Anytime a creature hits you with a melee attack, they take 1d6 poison or acid damage, or a martial arts die worth if you're bloodied. Incidentally, this is when you're hit, not damaged. So you can deflect the blow down to 0, yet still spray blood on them. Another little writing mistake, in my opinion, especially given how reliable deflect blows is. Either way, as a second perk, this is fun, but not terribly impressive. Unless you have a temporary hit point factor on the team, you're unlikely to run around hoping to use this extensively. Finally, at level 17, we get yet another crowd control option, Hallucinogenic Breath. Sacrifice 1 attack from your action and 2 focus points to force a con save within 30 feet. If the target fails, 3d12 damage and 1 minute with no secondary save of fleeing for their life, unless damaged, of course. They gain the Frightened condition, and while frightened, take the dash action every round to move away from you by the safest route. Frightened immunity, of course, blocks this completely. On a successful save, they take half damage still. At top level, this combines to let a Venom monk slow, stun, and fear 3 different targets in a single round for 4 focus points and some lucky rolls. Not too shabby. Too powerful? If we fix a few of the wording issues, probably not. But it continues the Villainous Options themes of introducing different roles for classes via their subclass, like the AoE Barbarian I talked about the other day. If you haven't watched that yet, it's up next.